There's my notes right there in front of me. I even left my desk this afternoon for the gym with all prepared here.
Nice.
Let's see here. And greetings for everybody that had the. Robin, you're outside?
Yeah, yeah. Can you believe it?
I love it. I think
It's
that's
still
great.
70. It is. Spent the day at the lake. Can you tell?
Oh, good. Good
Yes.
for you.
Yes.
A little wind in your hair.
Right.
So, Robin, I'm glad you're here because you're the first topic of conversation. It says right here, Robin, how did you do this week?
Well, I made 10 calls, so I was too short of my goal.
Okay, but 50% closer to your goal than you were the last time.
Yes.
That's the way to look at it.
Yep.
Steady, progressive improvement. That's what we're looking for.
Thank you.
Very, very good. And what kind of results did you get with those calls?
Mixed this week. Everybody was thinking about Memorial Day, unfortunately, but I got one order for some Bia and some squares. So
good.
Yeah.
That's a good week. Excellent, excellent. Actually, I want to talk a little bit about Tamara's situation from earlier this week. But before I go any farther, let's talk a little bit about, one of the topics of last week was what you measure increases. Okay. And certainly, and today, a little shoulder problem here. It's been coming on for like over a week, 2 weeks, and I just know the deal. This shoulder doesn't articulate the way the other one does, and so it's gotten kind of inflamed. So unfortunately, while I measured this week, it didn't really increase. But we have ebbs and flows, right? Ebbs and flows. As long as we keep going up, one step back, 2 steps forward, as long as we keep getting more steps forward than back, right? So one of the things I wanted to suggest, because right now we're at the beginning of a brand new period. One of the things that's really good to do, we have to work with periods now until we get to July and full integration with isogenics. Then we'll be on a calendar month. I like calendar months. It just makes sense. I don't have a problem with the fact that it's 4.33 weeks in every month. I don't got a problem with that. But the calendar month, back in the old days, we got paid on a monthly basis and multi-level. And I'll tell you what, those last couple of days of the month, that was a lot of fun because everything you were doing, everybody you were building with was all about, let's get that rank advancement in. Last 72 hours was a 3-minute drill. 3-minute drill, find out, who can get just a little bit more volume from, right? That makes things a lot more fun. But we're dealing with the period. This is a really good time to go back over your numbers from period 154. Okay, what did you and here now we're actually trying to monitor the actual results of the activities. One of the things I was saying last week, if you're doing the activities, the numbers are going to be there. It's inevitable. Okay, if you're getting to the gym and doing your best every time you go, it's only inevitable you're going to increase. I mean, it's just a fact of life. Planting and sowing, right? What Jim Rohn talks about, sowing and reaping, right? If you're planting those seeds, some of them are going to fall in fertile ground. It's just inevitable. That's why there's no in the beginning stages, it's not really an issue of the productivity, but rather the activity. If you're doing correct activities, the productivity is inevitable. Now, obviously, what we want to do over a period of time is, monitor the quality of the activities. Are we getting better at the invitation? Are we getting better at the, providing brief, short presentation materials, tools? Are we getting better at incorporating third-party validation as quickly or as soon as possible in the process? It's always about the refinement. You're always going to get a little bit better if you keep focusing on the refinement of the process. But right now, we're 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. We're on our 3rd day into period 155. this is a really good time to go back, do what I was doing over the weekend, analyzing the results. You know, how many customers did you get last period? How many distributors did you get last period? How many of your distributors last period were you able to assist in increasing, you know, getting their first customer, their first distributor, or second level or third level or whatever, okay? Analyze the results from last period, utilizing that as you know, the reference point for your goals for this period. See, it's you know, wrong time to set goals for this period is in 3 weeks, because you're not going to get anything. Okay. I mean, I'm not saying you won't get something in the last week, but if you're, you know, prospecting in the first week, getting some commitments for 3 ways, maybe getting them in the next week, getting some of them to get engaged. Their product comes in, 3rd week, they're ready to start sharing the product, sharing the opportunity. By the end, you got that compounding effect that you can really get some really good results in terms of overall volume when you've got several customers, a couple distributors, and a few of your distributors got a couple of customers and a couple distributors. Now we're starting to talk about creating some momentum. So I would encourage each of you to look at, you know, what you accomplished, not just the activities you were involved in, but what were the results of those activities this past, you know, 28 days. And then use that as a reference point to set your goals. Now, if your goal is to double the number of customers you got last week or last period, or double the number of distributors you got last period, you know, nothing wrong with that goal. That's you know, especially if you didn't get 47 customers last week and signed up 18 new distributors last period and 18 new distributors last period. Okay, if you've got that kind of productivity, honestly, you probably need to back off a little bit and start focusing on creating some structure underneath those distributors. Doesn't do any good. That's purposefully planting your seeds on, you know, rocky soil. Okay, because they're not going to take root if you're not helping them get, you know, get those first few customers, get those first few successes, that first, you know, consultant rank advancement or what have you. But I would really encourage y'all to do that, because what we want to be focusing on right now is the time we're spending together. Is it increasing you? Is it helping you become more than you were the month before, and so on? Now, I want to talk about something that happened here with Tamara, and I won't even get permission to talk about it, Tamara, because you're part of the group, and that was you know, a default. It was in the disclaimer, by the way, that you signed. You may not have noticed it. It was really small print, but we get to talk about you if you're part of the group. Okay, Robin found that spot. Okay, so Tamara had a situation, and Tamara, maybe you can come off of your mute, because I'm going to need to get some feedback from you on this. As I understand it, and forgive me, folks, you know, a lot, you know, I know you don't realize it, but I don't pay a lot of attention to all the information you give me for when you say, let's set up this meeting, you know. Everything I'm going to need to know, I'm going to find out when I'm on the Zoom meeting with them, right, or the conference call. So don't really have a lot of time. I just need to go do the deal. But as I understand it, it was somebody you prospected for the product. The husband got involved. Husband was interested in the product, expressed some level of interest in the you know, the marketing opportunity, and that's when you came to set up the 3-way or the Zoom meeting with me. Is that correct?
Yeah, I knew him from work, and so I'd been telling him about some of the products, and he watched 3 of my product reviews that I did on my blog, and he was wanting to get the protein powder. And I told him that they'd get it soon before they stop making it. But yeah, he was willing to give that a try because I told him how good it tasted.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was sharing with him how he could get the product free and, you know, also make a business out of it. So he was at first willing, and then he changed his mind, you know, and got cold feet.
Okay.
So I went and set up the Zoom meeting with you, and he changed his mind when I told him to send him the link.
Well, and one of the things that you know, you were sending me, repeating some of the things he said. Yeah, I don't want to speak with your recruiter at the moment.
Yeah, like you're in the army or something.
Yeah, and see, that's a red flag right there. Okay, that's your prospect recognizing he's being prospected for the business, and you're the direct salesperson, but you just made the mistake of saying, why don't we step in the office and talk with my manager? You know what that means? We're taking you into the office where the closer is. Okay.
So
Anybody's ever been shopping for a new car or even a used car, they know that, right? The minute you walk in there, you know, you're going to have to be Hercules to get yourself out of that office without having signed your life away on a new car. Everybody knows that. That's why you always tell the guy, oh, we're just looking. No, you're not just looking. You're there to buy a car. You know, you may not plan on buying it today, but you are making a decision. That's why you're out there. Nobody takes time to just go hang out and look at cars. I mean, why would you go to the beach? Okay. People understand, and that's what his perception was. So here's a couple things, and one thing just came up. Ernest and I had this conversation earlier this week as well. I would, unless you know for a fact the product is coming over to Isogenics, I would not be marketing that product. Okay? Isogenics has a lot of products in our back office. Okay? They're good products. Okay? So far, every single one of I'll be candid with you. Reason I was asking Brian about the sports nutrition stuff, you know, some of the stuff I don't particularly care for the taste of. Okay, just saying it. Now that doesn't mean anything to me. Okay, because I can choke it down. You should see the herbs my sister gives me. I'm taking, by the way, the COVID-19 vaccine. Okay, I don't have to worry about it. My sister's got this stuff for me. All right, she got the stuff. Chinese herbs. Okay, but they're foul. I mean, they're way foul. If I can choke that stuff down twice a day, I can eat anything. Okay, and it frankly isn't an issue to me if I'm, you know, just slugging down a 2-ounce bottle of what is it, their NOx product or something like that. I don't really have to like it. Okay, I also know I will acquire a taste for it over time. I didn't particularly care for the sports nutrition products, the Ripsticks products when they first came out. Okay, too sweet. All right, I've acclimated to it. All right, so if you see the problem, Tamara, by saying, hey, this is a really good product, but you better get it quick before we no longer can offer it.
Well, the thing is I made the video before I recently found out they weren't going to make it from Kevin. And he had already seen it, and then he said he wanted to get that one. You see what I'm saying? So I was just letting him know that it wasn't going to be a regular product anymore, but he'll probably still order some.
Yeah, and see, I'm not going to throw anything in there that has the potential of getting a no answer or a question, right? If he was already going, what was it, the plant protein, chocolate plant protein, or the Proforma?
I don't know which one he would have chosen. I was using the regular kind.
What product were you pitching him? What product did he look at that said he wanted that?
The zThe protein powder.
Okay, chocolate plant protein. Okay.
No, it wasn't chocolate. The other one.
The vanilla?
Yeah, I don't get the chocolate.
That's why he wanted the vanilla? Oh, listen.
He didn't know there wasn't chocolate. I didn't know either. I forgot.
Okay. We don't work with people that like vanilla over chocolate. I mean, there's just something wrong.
I used to be a chocoholic.
Trust me, I am like totally inclusive. Okay, I'm very woke, but there's just some people I won't work with. If they prefer chocolate over or vanilla over chocolate, they're not my kind of people. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, I'm no longer a chocoholic. I'm on the bandwagon.
Okay, point I'm making here is you're always best off talking about the products that we'll be marketing forever and ever. Now, we know we're going to market Supermix. We know we're going to market XM Plus. We know we're going to market the CBD squares. It's my understanding there's a total of 8 products that are going to come over. What are they? I don't know. But pretty much anything that we've got, I've got an alternative for right now. When you got stuck in that situation of the current, zThe plant protein, I wouldn't have said anything. I would have said, that's great. Let's get you started now.
Yeah.
Will that be Visa or MasterCard? Done. Get the sale. Ask for the order. That is the biggest challenge the novice network marketer has, because they think they're being pushy or being a salesperson. When people say, I'd be interested in that, ask for the order.
Oh, don't mention that it's going to be out of.
Well, that too. See, that, I mean, you're already stuck with that's what he wants. So get him on the product. Okay, get him on the product. Get a sale, get a happy customer. 2 months down the road, 3 months down the road, it's not available. Hey, Bob, I have got some incredible news for you. We have upgraded this to an incredibly powerful product. You're going to like this so much better. You're going to wish you'd been using this new one all along. Okay? Don't throw stuff into the mix that's going to cause people to go, oh, well, let me think about it. Okay?
Oh, what worried him was just becoming a distributor. He still wants to get
Well,
some
I'm
product.
getting there, sweetie. I'm getting there. Let me work on one thing at a time.
I'm hot.
Now, here's what happened. He had not yet made a decision to be a customer, and we started to present for him an opportunity to become a distributor. Now, I'm gonna make this real simple. If I approach somebody on the product, I'm going to tell them about my product. I'm going to offer an opportunity to try it risk-free, and I'm going to sign them up on the product. And I am not going to talk about the opportunity. I am either going to lead with the product, or I'm going to lead with the opportunity. When I lead with the product, unless somebody's saying, man, these look like really good products. You know, I was involved in network marketing business in the past. You know, this might be something I'd be interested in getting involved in. What can you tell me about the business? Now, I'm going to suggest, I don't know, but I'm going to suggest when you spoke to him about the business, it was not in response to him saying, what can you tell me about this business?
Well, I mentioned the business and then he acted like he was interested in it. So it's kind of like I brought it up first.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh.
Okay, here's the reason why. The confused mind says no. When you start with, hey, I got this great product, you're going to love it. Man, I'll tell you what, you can make a ton of money selling it. You could sign up. You can get your friends on the product. You eat your product for free. Now, here's what your prospect heard. They heard you want them to sign up, you want them to buy, you want them to recruit, you want their friends to buy, and they're not exactly sure which one of those things you really want them to do. The confused mind says no. Keep it simple. It's like having a 3-year-old. Don't confuse them with, you know, finer nuances. This good, that bad. This good, that bad. Done. Okay, now, once they're on the product, because here's what happened. By incorporating that and then trying to set up a 3-way or a Zoom meeting with the closer, your recruiter, we haven't got a sale or a distributor yet, do we?
Not yet.
There you go. Now, will he likely get the product? Probably. I hope so. But I'm going to go for the sale. Stay focused on one direction. The only time I would, if I'm approaching somebody with a product, the only time I'm going to start bringing up the concept of a business is if they're begging me to tell them about it. Now, conversely, if I'm calling somebody about my business, I'm going to talk about the business. I'm going to talk about the concept of having great products to market, develop a consumer base, do it with leverage, how quickly one can get into profitability. I'm going to be talking about stories, my story, other people's stories, something similar to them. I'm going to keep talking about the opportunity. I will share information about the product in so much it's in response to questions that the business prospect I'm going after has about the products. Okay? Real generic information. My focus is to get them involved in the business. Got a new distributor here. His order showed up on Friday. And and he's in Hawaii, so it took a week, right? With him, I talked to him about my business and the whole concept of why this is such perfect timing. Everybody's locked down. People are looking, they've got limited income. $300, 60 meals. It's $5 a meal. Healthy, nutritious. You're going to lose weight. You're going to feel great. Delivered to your door. You didn't have to go out. It's an incredible business model. Imagine how many people be interested in that. And he decided to get on the product. He wants the business. Well, what's the first step? Get on the product, get a product story, become a product of the product. Now, once I get somebody in the business, I am going to switch hats and I'm going to follow up on them like white on rice as if they're a customer. First day follow-up, third day, 7th day, 14th day, 21. I'm going to get them sold on the product. Because if I can get them sold out on the product, they're going to stay in the business a lot longer. Okay? If they're feeling great, losing weight, enjoying the product, not hungry, and somebody says, oh, those things don't work, they know better because they're using the product and it's working. Do you see where I'm going with this, Tamara? 2 different tracks, 2 different people. The fact is that 80% of the people we're going to approach are going to be potential customers. That's kind of how it skews out. 20% of the people we approach are going to be potential distributors. Now, before you get too caught up on the numbers, be very clear. One distributor could produce 10 times the amount of volume, 10 customers worth of volume, because they're a distributor. They're going to get a couple of people on the product as customers. They're going to get a couple of friends in the business as distributors. Those people they're going to have 10 times the volume. So it's not like I'm going to spend 80% of my time going after customers and 20% of my time going after distributors. In the beginning, I'm going to try and do a 50-50 mix, knowing full well that on my list, 80% of the people on my list, they don't qualify to be distributors. They don't have the prerequisites, entrepreneurial, goal-directed, at the higher levels of their current, career, profession, whatever, demonstrating they're the kind of person I'm looking for. 80-20 rule, 80-20 rule, always 80-20 rule, okay? 80% of the people out there are going to work for a living. Only 20% of those people are going to rise above an average level of income, an average level of lifestyle, an average level of, anything. But I'm going to focus maybe in the beginning of 50-50. When I first started in zThe, the story's been out there a million years. You may not have heard it. First thing I did is I went out and got 6 customers, and then I got 6 distributors. Why did I go get 6 customers? I needed a story. Story is people are buying this product. Come make money with me. That was the purpose of the customer. Okay? That help a little bit?
Yep.
All right. Now, let's say if you had not brought up the conversation of becoming a distributor, and he was saying, well, this is interesting. These are good products. So you're doing this as a business? Yes, I am. Notice how I'm not carrying on the conversation anymore? We get too excited, they might want to sign up. Don't. Stay with what you're doing. Get them on the product.
Okay.
If you start saying, well, it sounds interesting. This might be something I'd be interested in. Then I might clarify. Bob, I know you're interested in the product. How interested are you in looking at the business? See, I'm not going to make it easy. Because he took me off my track. My track was to get him on the product. I'm not interested in looky-loos. Okay, I don't want tire kickers. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. Would you like to get the protein powder right now? Would you like 2 months worth or 1 month worth? He is going to have, because my track is, I want him to buy the product. He's already expressed an interest. He's going to have to really want to become a distributor before I switch tracks, because I haven't even got my order for the product yet. Does this help a little bit?
Do we try to get them on auto ship or just get them to at least try it one time?
You know, there's a big, you know, I don't really like the concept of talking to people about getting on auto ship before they've even purchased their first month's supply. Okay. I would typically in the past, go ahead, sign them up and put them on auto ship. You know, not even bother to tell them. Why tell them? Nobody wants to. If you ask somebody, would you like to go on auto ship? I mean, let me ask you. Okay, I got this great skincare, whatever. You're ready to order your first month. You know, it's $100. Would you like to sign up for a monthly reorder? What's your response?
Well, I'm on auto ship for some things. I don't know if I would do that for facial stuff.
Well, the point I'm making here is while you're on auto ship for some things, did you get on the auto ship program before you even tried it?
Well, I did because you could cancel at any time.
Okay. Did you get a discount for signing up for auto ship?
Yep. Like for Chewy for the pet food.
There you go. See, there was an incentive. You can cancel auto ship too. However, on the initial order of zThe products, there is no advantage to the customer to commit themselves to a monthly ongoing reorder when they haven't even tried the product yet. I would make that the issue. I don't worry about that. I got a recent customer, they just ordered their third month and I just turned their back office over to them. I encourage them and they're real good. They text me when they're almost out. As a matter of fact, I missed my deadline to call them the other day. Then I'm going to turn it over to them. Honestly, I don't care whether they're on auto ship or not. If they're that sold on the product, they're not going to skip a month. Okay. Auto ship is for us as distributors. So we don't miss a paycheck because we didn't get qualified. Getting our customers on automatic reorder creates a stronger residual income for us. But that's, you know, I wouldn't worry about that in the beginning. And I realize I've gone a little bit too far past my time.
Thanks for clarifying all that.
Oh, you bet. No, you brought up exactly what we need to talk about this week. Has anybody else got, I mean, I'm giving you the input from me. Every one of you has had a customer or distributor or whatever. What other kind of input can you give Tamara on this topic of conversation?
Oh, I'll go. Actually, it was great information because the most important thing, like Fred said, is to get them signed up, get them having that product experience, and then, you know, if that's what they were initially interested in, you want to, they have a need, you want to provide the solution.
Okay.
Go for the check, go for the money, get the order, get another mark on the board. Anybody else?
That was one thing that I had a problem with, Tamara, when I you know, first started. You know, you talk to people and you get excited and you want them to do everything. But I think the key thing that we picked up tonight again is this, you know, decide if they're a customer or a distributor.
And the way you decide whether they're going to be a customer or distributor is based upon you put them on your list, do it by the numbers. Make a list of everybody you can think of. Once you got all the names down, divide them into two categories. Customers, everybody qualifies to be on the customer list. Distributors, you got to pass the test to be on my distributor list. Are you the person I'm looking for? Okay. Do you have a large contact base? Have you shown yourself to be successful in the past within the confines of what's available to you in your type of, you know, job, whatever? Okay. Doesn't have to be, you know, multiple $1-million earner. The lead night shift janitor, I want to talk to him because he's demonstrated his ability, willingness, desire to climb up the corporate ladder in night shift janitor land, right? All right, kudos. I watched the whole tape. You guys spent several minutes at the end of the last broadcast working with each other, offering some support for each other. That's, folks, what I was really hoping to see here. Each one of you becoming part of a group where we give to each other, because everybody has something to offer somebody else. Okay, it is independent of rank. It is independent of you know, income so far, results so far. Everybody that's gotten a customer, gotten a distributor, has something to offer the other person. So, you know, 2 extra kudos and brownie points and gold stars for you guys, because that's what I was hoping, that it wasn't me, that it would be all of you banding together as a group, because you're going to be a group long after we're through with our formal Monday sessions. All right, let me get rid of get Modesta rolling here. You continue to stay on. We'll be back here again next Monday. I'll be there, you be there, or don't be square, or whatever.
Thanks,
All right, guys,
Fred.
have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. So I have a question for the group. My back office, I need some help in maybe navigating. My volume has gone up about 1,000 PV in my right leg for the last 2 weeks. I know, I'm excited, but I don't know where it's coming from. So how do I find out?
That's that snowball that you can't stop. Don't worry about it.
Well, but I was talking to another distributor last week, and he had fraud that caused her volume to go up. So I want to make sure it's legit.
Right.
So do you know does anybody know how to check in the back office? We used to have be able to go through and, oh, this person ordered, you know, this person was on auto ship, it went out. And I just don't know where to find that or what it looks like.
Are these your personally enrolled?
You know what? I don't know.
You can check your personally enrolled for sure under personally enrolled.
Okay.
And you can also go into chat and get into the commission group and ask the question.
All right.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So I've got a couple of solutions to check out. So thank you for that. Anybody else have anything else going on?
How are you doing when you are enrolling someone? I'm losing people by just sending them. Are you taking people to the website and through the website enrollment process still?
You know, that's usually the best thing, because when you send the link, they don't get around to it.
I'm having trouble getting people to get through it. They try several times.
Well, that too. It's really squirrely. I mean, my last experience sending somebody the link, they set up the account and never ordered the product.
Right.
And they didn't know what to do. They were
Right.
just as confused as I was. So
That happened to me last week. She was going to do it herself, and she set up everything, didn't order the product. Then I told her I'd help her out. Then she gets a phone call. She has to go back to work. I didn't talk with her until the next day.
Right.
Her
exactly.
daughter's car blew up, so they got to buy a new car. She said,
So then
let's wait until next month. But you know, the fact of the matter, the reason I brought it up is because if she had gotten in and it was a smooth process all the way through,
it'd have been ordered
products and it would have been ordered and it would have been done deal. But yeah, you're right. It's probably, if you can do it for them, it'll be easier.
I'm still doing it for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I know Mary Ann is more comfortable. She just calls customer service and has customer service set it up while they're on a 3-way call.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nice. And now we can't get through because we can't talk to anybody.
Yeah. So.
Mostly.
Right.
Are you talking about signing up distributors or just a regular customer to buy product?
Customers typically.
Both,
yeah.
You have to go through a lot of hassle just to be a customer?
No. That's not the point of the conversation. It's whether we do it ourselves or we send them a link and let them do it. If you have a lot of volume and you're sending out 10 links, you'll probably get 5 or 6 of them to actually complete it. Right. But if you're still struggling for a few customers, like Fred said, it's better to, they want the product, great. get them in, get them going, you know, get them set up. And just the easiest way to do that with whatever level of technology that you're comfortable with. So if, you know, if it's putting them on a three-way phone call with customer service, I just did that a few weeks ago with Marianne. It was still working. So we actually had a four-way.
Oh, so they sign them up and they do the order and off it goes to them.
Yeah, that, you know, or, you know, if you're comfortable doing it on your phone or if you're in front of your computer, I do it a lot of times. I'll just do it right on the computer while I'm talking to them. And that seems to work for me.
Okay, so you fill in their information and order the product for them.
Right, and set up their account and then text them their username and their password and you know, let them know that they're set up.
Oh, okay. Then they can go back easily and sign in and order again.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
Exactly.
all right. So anyone else have anything else?
Can they pay with PayPal? That's a question.
I don't know. I usually just do Visa or MasterCard. If it's just CBD, then it's got to be Visa still.
Yeah, and actually, this one customer that I was talking about earlier, they got hacked or they're fraud or something on their credit cards. So she was explaining she used to do a lot of ordering online, and after that happened, they just have a PayPal account to do anything that they order online. So I don't know how I'm gonna get around that, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah, you know, maybe call customer service because when they say PayPal, yeah, is it set up with their debit card, or do they just keep cash in their PayPal account? You know, different things like that. So,
Well, you can do it either way. You can set it
yeah,
up.
exactly. But it's basically I don't know. I don't think we take PayPal. I think they have.
I don't think so either. Because I remember in the back,
But you
I've
know,
never seen PayPal as an option.
yeah.
But they can always write a check. So.
Well, that takes longer. But there's a third option that the credit card companies will often offer a one-time use number for online.
Oh, that's good to know.
So it's kind of like a dummy account, the number that's attached to their credit card, but it's a single use number.
Okay.
And so they can't keep using it. And so it's more secure that way.
All right, great. Thanks, Kate.
Good to know.
All right.
Great stuff. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Have a good night.
Thanks
All
for
right,
setting it
guys.
up.
Enjoy the
Happy
nice
Memorial
weather.
Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
You too. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.